Brothers and sisters, with everything happening around us, with the news and the proposals that are being put out and the situation of our brothers and sisters in Palestine, it might seem like we're reaching a dead end. It might seem like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. But the question that we have to ask and the question that we have to propose is, does the truth have to defeat the falsehood from their first battle? In the first face-off between the truth and the falsehood, does the truth have to defeat? Well, let's see what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes and what He says. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, حَتَّى إِذَا اسْتَيْأَسَ الرُّسُلُ وَظَنُّوا أَنَّهُمْ قَدْ كُذِبُوا جَاءَهُمْ نَصْرُنَا فَنُجِّيَ مَن نَّشَاءُ وَلَا يُرَدُّ بَأْسُنَا عَنِ الْقَوْمِ الْمُجْرِمِينَ. And when the messengers despaired and their people thought the messengers had been denied help, our help came to them at last. We then saved whoever we willed, and our punishment is never averted from the wicked people. Look at the extent that the messengers and the prophets and the believers went to so far, which shows that there's been pressure, there's been defeats before that. Yes, we might lose, some battles here and there, but the war hasn't been lost, and the war will never be lost. The believers will never be completely defeated. And this is the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we might lose some battles in here and there. There might be some losses, there might be some tests, there might be some afflictions. And the messengers over here, they did not despair of Allah's promise. They did not despair of Allah's hope. No, they're the most believing people. But what they despaired of over here is in the means. Once they lost hope and lost belief in the means that they had, in the reasons for winning, that's when the victory of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came. And that's the wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to prove to everyone that victory is only from Allah and only by Allah. And so that's why, we will be and we could be left with where the means are getting tighter until, it won't make sense logically. It won't make sense rationally. The calculations won't work anymore. What we have in our hands will not be sufficient for victory. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows each and every one of us that victory is only from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the battle of Al-Ahzab, Al-Khandaq, right? The believers were surrounded by 10,000 soldiers from the mushrikeen. And from the other side, by the Yahud of Medina. And they were only 3,000 surrounded in Medina. Yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted them victory after they showcased a lot of patience and a lot of strength. They digged for a whole month. They faced hunger and they faced being afraid, and they faced all of these. And at that point Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted them victory without anything, through wind, without fighting.